For the first time in many years, we had snow on New Year's Day. A couple days later, I decided to take a hike up into the mountains and visit a small temple that I had never been to before. My wife's family has lived in this small farming village on the west side of Kyoto for the last 350 years. We typically come here over the New Year's holiday and spend a few days relaxing with good food and family, surrounded by wonderful nature. Where we are walking right now is only about a 15-minute train ride from the center of the city, and then from the station you get off at another 15 minutes by car. But you can see that it is a completely different world than what you would find in downtown Kyoto. A few years ago, after our first child was born, we lived here for about a year, so coming back always brings wonderful memories. I kept a pretty large vegetable garden, kind of like how you see here, and I've always been hoping to get a plot going somewhere in the city. There are many stands in the neighborhood like you see here, where you can purchase fruits and vegetables that have been grown by the villagers. Everything is very low cost, fresh, and delicious. This seems like how life was meant to be lived. You just grab what you like, place your coins in the slot here, and off you go. After continuing up the hill another several hundred meters, we enter into the forest. We're at the end of the bus line here, which means the last vending machine before heading upwards. Time for one final break. Up ahead there's a map and the path splits off into multiple directions. We won't be crossing over this icy bridge. We are now a good ways up above the village and we're starting to have some really great views across the city. Entering into the snowy cedar forest, we are seeing a bit more snow than I expected. I'm starting to wonder what it's going to be like up ahead as we go even higher on this mountain. Standing here watching the snow melting off the trees, it feels like we're standing under a large shower head. What a calm sound fills this vast space. We come upon a bamboo grove that has been absolutely ravaged by the wind. It seems that at one point in time this may have been a place where bamboo was being harvested, but definitely not anymore. We are approaching a small village known as Sugidani, or Cedar Valley. My mother-in-law told me that when she was a young girl, she had a friend who she went to school with that lived up here. By her estimates, it would take him around an hour and a half each way. My first thought arriving here is that it doesn't seem like anyone is inhabiting this town. But quickly noticing the manicured garden trees up on the hill there, it is instantly apparent that there are people living here. Now we are coming upon the rice fields that the villagers tend to from spring to autumn. I've heard that the monkeys, deer, and wild boar are quite a problem here, so you can see how the farmed areas are surrounded by fences. I'm surprised they didn't put this machine in one of the sheds for winter. It's pretty cold out here. I notice a long line of used tires off in the distance. I can't imagine those serve as a barrier to keep out any animals. That's a lot of tires, though. They've really been working these fields for a long time. It's been so nice walking through the snow. I've almost forgot about how we'll eventually be visiting the temple. It makes me think about how so many visitors come to Kyoto each year, zipping around on buses and trains and taxis, visiting the different cultural sites. Hardly anyone gets up into the mountains of Kyoto, and the city is surrounded by them. We can see here the snowpack is the deepest we've seen so far. It's by no means treacherous, but it is a bit slippery in certain areas. A man walks by pushing a bicycle. It wasn't even that long ago here in Japan when everyone would walk to their place of worship. Today, during this experience, I can feel that it is not always the destination that should be the focus, but the path one takes to get there. We suddenly arrive at the grounds of Konzoji. We are immediately greeted by this waterfall, which is said to be the living embodiment of the Buddhist deity Fudoo Myoo. Fudoo Myoo is a wrathful deity who protects Buddhism and its teachings. He is capable of channeling his power to others. He burns up evil passions while leading his followers to salvation. There are dozens of Fudoo Myoo waterfalls across Japan. This one is over 12 meters tall. Heading up the pathway, we come to the entrance